Yeah, today we are going to talk about Tailwind CSS. So, have anyone heard about Tailwind CSS before?
Yeah, you
I
told
have
us about it.
from you. Yeah.
Have you worked with it?
No.
Oh,
No.
no, right?
Okay, cool. I can lie down. Mm, so
No,
yeah,
don't do that.
so Tailwind CSS is a CSS framework. You can say like it's like Bootstrap, and I think everyone has used the Bootstrap before. Um, so yeah, I told you what is Tailwind. Um, so why do we have to use Tailwind CSS? Because we have already have C. We can use CSS, right? To when we are creating the websites. Um, the reason for using Tailwind CSS over regular CSS is it's easier because it's based on classes, just like Bootstrap, and also it's very fast. It's small, and especially when we are creating a website, we usually have designs, right? So when it comes to matching with the designs, we can't use component libraries like design or some things like that, because uh, even the user we ask the designer to use those component libraries, the options are limited. So let's say the user have just sorry designer have created a website, so it created the design without using any component libraries or something like that. So as the developer, when we are going to develop it, we we have to face a struggle using lots of css. So override, if you use some kind of a component library, we have to override them and stuff like that. uh, so the good thing with the Tailwind is it's really customizable. We can just uh, build whatever you want without worrying. uh, so yeah, so let's get started. I will show you how to install Tailwind CSS for for a next JS app. Wait, so when you go for the documentation, you can see there are installation guides for different types of languages. uh, I can use create React app, but there's a slight different, and I usually works with React Next.js with Tailwind CSS. So I'm going to click this one, and I have already created this boilerplate in here. You can see. Then after creating your boilerplate from create next tab, all you have to do is install this uh, Tailwind CSS. Just run this code, it will install Tailwind for you. Then we have to create this Tailwind configuration files. Just when you have all you have to do is running this Tailwind CSS init dash p. It will create this Tailwind config.js and Tailwind post CSS config.js files. um, I will get back to these configuration files later. uh, After that, all you have to do is add the Tailwind CSS to your uh, main app. So in this create next step structure, there's a global CSS file. that that at there you have to import this Tailwind classes, I think. I don't know, that you have to import them, just like shown here. Then all you have to do is import this global CSS file to your main component. In this boilerplate, it will be at underscore app.js file, you can, as you can see, I have imported uh, that global CSS file. So now we are set up. Um, so yeah, that's the installation. So earlier I talked that we using CSS is not a good approach. For example, in order to create this component, we have to create this classes, and we have to come up with names for different parts, and we have to create this class based CSS selectors, and the code is a little bit ugly. So the good thing is, if you create this with Tailwind, your code will be look like this, just this. So you can understand it. Just you only have to just read them. So you can see it's BG white means background is white. So yeah, it's background white. Rounded means these corners are rounded, and there's a size, right? You can say it's XL or small. As you can see, it changed. Um, you can center item. So it's technically like uh, bootstrap. So when you're working with this, you don't know these classes, right? But so Tailwind has this IntelliSense plugin. It will give you the such syntax highlighting, linting, and things. This same plugin, we have the same plugin for IntelliJ. So as for example, so this means BG blue. If I say it's BG, as you can see, it's suggesting. So when it comes to colors, there's a range like that. I mean, the red color, red dash 100 means a lighter version of red. You can see it's red. So these these classes have written for like red 200, red 200, 300, 400, like that. So if you can see, if I choose red 900, sorry, it will be a dark red. So yeah, so that's getting started. So advantages of using Tailwind. So these are the benefits. Small size, customization, responsive, easy onboarding, and cache benefits. I will go through each one of them. Uh, Let me show you how easy to make this uh, component responsive. For now, I have created a component called chat with the same code. So, yeah. Okay, let me just. As you can see, it's tagged. It's it's in currently in inline block display type. So I want, if I want to flex them, I only have to say it's flex. So it will be just like that. So the problem here, it's not responsive, right? See, it's in every resolution, it's flexing. So I can say in medium screens flex, but the screens that below the medium resolution just don't flex it. So as you can see, it's in the below resolutions on the medium screen, it doesn't flex. So there are, you can say LG, which is large screen, so it will be changed like that. So in here you can see the resolution. So medium means minimum width is 768 pixels, LG, XL to XL, just like that. So other things like if we go to this chat component, let's say I'm going to give it EG blue, which is going to make the background blue. But I'm going to say in medium screens, after medium screen, make the background color red. So you can see it's changing colors. Imagine this, in order to achieve this in CSS, you have to use media queries and a lot of classes, a lot of selectors and stuff. Another good thing is these states. You can see this button changes its color when I hover over this button. So to create that, I can say for, let's use background color. No, let's use this chit chat. You have a new message text. Let's make it bold when we hover it. So to create that, the class for bold, make the font bold is font. Yeah, you can see extra bold, hairline, light, bold. Let's just use extra bold. Let's see, yeah, it's changed. So I want to change it if we only hover over it. So I'm going to say it's hover, make the font extra bold. Okay, okay, yes, it does not work. I will get back to that later, because we are in this Tailwind configuration. You have to configure it to change it based on the states. So we'll get back to it later. For now, let's just let's try this. As you can see, when I hold this, the background changed to black. So you can remember it didn't work for bold, right? When I'm trying to make the text bold. So in here, in variants, I can say make it enable to work with hover effect, because by default it doesn't work. As you see, it didn't work. So to do that, all we have to do is under this variants, you can say font weight, just enable it for hover. Say I think it should work. You can see loading. Yeah, it worked. Yeah. So in this tailwind.config.json file, you can we have this default colors, right? Red color. We have some color for red, for blue, for different ranges. With this tailwind configuration file, you can just override them, or you can extend them. You can invent a color, so things like that. So this is something that already config file for usage. as you can see, we have override the color blue. We can see we have say if it is blue 100, use this color, 200 this color, things like that. So you can override colors. Sorry, C index or the font sizes. You can see there is, if we use text dash xxs, the font size will be 11 pixels. So line height, you can just override them or you can just extend them. So in here, as you can see, these things are extended. So the sizes we already have is already there, but all we have done is extending them. So yeah, you can create containers, uh, things like that. In here, variants, we have enabled the those effects. So in here it says for background color, make it responsive, over, and focus or and active. That means when we focus on that color, you can say change the background color or things like that. Um, so in this documentation, you can see everything is there. See index, grids, sizing when it comes as a width, mean width. So for example, let's see how to use width. So all you have to use this W and dash a size. So let's say, mm, let's say I want this card to be half the size. I can give it something from here. You can see if W-8 means 2 rem. If it is 16, it will be 4 rem. But we can give a percentage also. Below here, you can see if it is, okay, how, I don't know how to say it in English, code, something like that. So this means 25%, something like that. Let's use this one. So go back to my chat component. In here, I'm going to say width is yes. As you can see, change it. So that's how to use width. Same goes for height as well. Um, Font families, font sizes. See, font just like we used in those we used before. Text color, text opacity, everything is there. You can just, all you have to do is imagine. Everything is can be created with this. Um, Even some transitions, small animations, things like that. If you, or if you want to override them, all you have to do is just extend them or create a new one. Um, so yeah, that was I could talked about customization and responsive. So small size. In this file, you can see under this purge, there's we have given some paths. This, what this going to do is it's going to remove the unwanted use CSS when we build in the project. So it remove, by removing those unwanted CSS, it will reduce its size. So I have given this under the source components directory. There purge the CSS from with files who with the files that has these extensions. A new thing for this is Tailwind CSS 2.0 version. So we have now we have this dark mode also. I haven't tried this on, but yeah, we have the dark mode also. So yeah, that's purging. So it will, small make remove may unwanted, it will remove unwanted css. So cache benefit, when I mean by cache benefits, we are always using the same classes over and over again. So when it comes to caching, it will be a lot easier. So because we are always using the same classes. um, so so as I show you on when on setting up the environment to use Tailwind, is it was really easy. All you have to do is just install the npm packages and add it to your css files, and if you really want to override those uh, the default configuration, you can use this tailwind configuration files. Same go for this post css file as well. mm, so I think so. Yeah, in tailwind the css, there are like main concepts we have to learn. So we already went through them. Utility first means that we have to use these classes, and responsive designs, you have to use that prefix like md, lgs, things like that to make the components responsive. And we talked about those who effects, like who effects focus and state, other states like active, um, like active, adding based, you can in this base, wait, here I can see everything is there. Using adding base styles means you can say we added this base class to our main css file, right? So we can say what that base means. So it says when it's like overriding the default sizes. In this example, if in html we have h1, and we have say that use this text to excel size to all the h1 uh, elements. So yeah, so just like that we can say configure this base css. So mm, so yeah, so utility first means those classes that we use to create the components. So we went through the responsive design as well. So yeah, that's it. That's how Tailwind works. I guess you can use it for your next what your project if you.
Okay, I had a question, but I'm not going to ask it.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. I
Okay.
gave them credits. Okay, let's see. Actually, I can't. I can't remove this. I have to remove the whole site, so I just get.
So Johan, how anyhow Johan has figured out to remove it.
However, it was a nice presentation. I guess Tailwind is much easier to customize than Bootstrap.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely need to consider about each
It's
one.
really flexible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks for that, Angela. Very nice. Nicely done.
Good job, Angela.